I'll just shut my mouth,
No, it's great. You could do. I mean, I wanted to ask you about Milo Savage. I wanted to ask you about Inoki versus Ali. By the way, did you just say that there were only 30 people watching this show? Because that kind of hurts.
No.
Oh, okay.
When we had a little altercation or difference of opinion, there were 30 stuntmen and cameramen that are watching. Sometimes Steven has a tendency to choose off the wrong people, and you can get hurt doing that. You know?
No, I know all about that. Trust me. What about reffing that match, Ali versus Inoki? What was your take on it, and certainly how it played out with Ali just sort of, no, it was Inoki, excuse me, just laying on his back and kicking Ali. What did you think of that whole scene when you were actually in the ring and the whole thing was playing out?
Well, I thought it could have been fought a lot different. I think Ali should have thrown a lot more punches. I think Inoki should have been tackled him and took him down. And if he took him down, he'd probably have beat him. And I tell you why. In that match, they had boxing gloves on, not MMA gloves where your fingers go through. And once you're down, you can't grab with a boxing glove like you can in an MMA glove.
Right.
And one of my teachers, Carl Gotch, was in Inoki's corner, and he's screaming at him to do different things. And, a lot of people like to fight their own battles, and they don't like coaching. Well, you get a guy that's a little older, he might not be in the shape to get in the ring, but he knows your mistakes. And anyway, it was interesting. It came out to a 15-round draw, and it was a long time ago, and Inoki made $2 million, and Ali made $6,000, I believe.
That's it.
And the referee got paid well too.
Oh, very nice. Do you feel, Gene, that you get the respect that you deserve? You say that you were in that first ever unofficial MMA match when you competed against Milo Savage, who I believe at the time was a number 5 ranked boxer in the world.
Very, very, very outstanding boxer.
Do you get that respect, though, for being the guy who sort of kicked this off, this whole MMA thing that you say now is sort of the flavor of the month?
Well, I teach, and I have for years at Highaston, which is go-kart school, and other schools, and I never take any money. I've been there, I've done that. All I want is to help young kids, keep them off the street, have them do what I can, and it doesn't cost them anything when I am teaching. I want respect. I want the students to give respect. At our school, if you don't get respect, we give you what we call an attitude adjustment. Another beat the living tar out of you. And then they change their attitude or they just don't come back. And what I tease with Rhonda, she has a lot of teachers. You got to say, I don't just have one teacher. Gene LeBell had 100 different teachers, and I give them all credit. With Rhonda, all these guys teach her how to do things, and I tease and say, wait, I teach her. What do you teach her? I teach her what not to do. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't carouse around. It's your life, you live it, criticism be damned, but you're a respected hero, and you're going to have young kids follow you, and you got to act the lady or the gentleman.
Right.
And Ronda Rousey is the best at that. I mean, I love her madly, and she got the name of Rowdy from a student of mine, a great wrestler, Roddy Piper.
Right.
And so I had to call Rowdy and see if it was okay for her to use Rowdy. And everybody not only calls her Rowdy Ronda Rousey, but the America's Dream. She is absolutely standout, gorgeous. Sort of like you and I, good looking.
Yeah, and like Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream himself, also another.
Rusty.
Another guy.
He got whooped with an ugly stick. Are you kidding?
I wish
hell of a wrestler, though.
Hell of a wrestler, the American Dream. I wish that we could do an interview, an hour, just about your pro wrestling days. Unfortunately, we don't have time to do that. But I did want to take a phone call from a fan. Do you mind speaking to a fan?
A fan?
Yeah, a fan.
Okay.
All right, let's go to line number 1. Let's go.
Hey, Gene, I was a huge fan of yours. And for years.
You're a big fan of mine? Well, you better get on a diet so you'll be a small fan.
Do you know who this is, Gene?
I have no idea. But it's got a very nice voice, articulate, and probably a very young and good-looking girl.
Why don't you give him another hint? Say that again. Why don't you give him another hint?
What's your favorite niece, Gene?
My favorite niece, it can't be Rowdy Ronda Rousey, the America's Dream, that I love madly, and she's the greatest woman wrestler in the whole world, and MMA fighter, and singer, dancer, swimmer. It couldn't be her because she's got so much talent, she doesn't have time to talk to her favorite Uncle Gene.
No, it's never true. I always have time for you, Gene.
How do you feel?
Yes, let's talk. Let's have an interview with Gene here. How do you feel, Rhonda?
I feel good. I mean, we just got a rental car. Me and Marina are about to take a road trip up to New York, which is going to be fun. I feel full, mostly, because my cousins brought me a bunch of Girl Scout cookies, and I ate a few boxes of Samoas. So,
wow.
That's how I feel.
Well, life as a champion, it's pretty good, isn't it, Gene?
Yeah, well, it's tough. The only thing is, I love, Uncle Gene loves Rhonda, and I say, how do you feel? This is the next day, and she says, because you didn't get hurt or anything, she says, my hand is all cramped up. And I says, why is your hand cramped up? She says she signed 2,000 autographs, and everybody wanted to take pictures with her. And, nobody ever took pictures with me because I'm not pretty like my niece, Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Well, I beg to differ.
So that makes a difference. You are so lucky to have this gal on the radio. She's a classic in her field and a legend in her own time. I've been to 2 World Fairs and an all-night gas station. I've never seen a fighter or a human being like Rhonda. She is the best.
Rhonda, what's it like to hear that kind of praise from the legendary Judo Gene LeBell? I know you know him on a personal level, but this is a guy who has seen it all, has done it all.
Yeah, no, I'm lucky. I'm very blessed to have Gene on my side. I don't really have any words for it. I'm honored. Gene's the man.
Well, there you have it. Gene, I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much. And hopefully one day you can come back. We'll do a whole hour with you just on your career because I don't think we covered, I don't even think we scratched the surface here. But I appreciate you giving us 20 minutes of your time today.
Yeah, but I don't come back without my niece, Rhonda, because, I'm 80 years old. I've been there and done that. But the flavor of the month is Rowdy Rhonda. And so I'm not coming back unless she comes back.
Okay, fair enough. And dare I say she isn't the flavor of the month. I think she'll be here for a little longer than a month. Just my guess.
You got it.
All right, there he is, Judo Gene LeBell. Rowdy, stick around. I hope you're still there, Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
We appreciate Gene stopping by very much, and we hope to have him on very soon.